Jesus spoke to me through Instagram. He showed me a picture and now I have to send you a message. What?
Thank you, cell phone Jesus!
Huh? Oh, yeah, fine.
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. The Nice Guy Parade continues as we all expected that it would. I might keep it just going through November. It's supposed to be Nice Guys November, but why not make it Nice Guys December? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I really do enjoy the posts so very much. I guess we have to mix some other stuff in because eventually I will run out of posts, but I'm okay with reading them all. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Let's go ahead, jump on into the thing, and make it do what it do. This OP says, my classic much nice guy. Much nice, very wow. Is that the Doge meme? Is that the Doge meme that was turned into a coin that has a, what was that, $60 billion market cap? My God. I'm in the wrong fucking business, I'll tell you that.
The only cryptocurrency that you should invest. It's the people's currency, you know it's the best.
Anyway, Instagram user. OP says, interacted briefly on Plenty of Fish about a year prior. He asked me to bring my then 6-month-old boy on our first date. Called it. Vitriolic message sent. I blocked him, but then he found me. Hopefully he only found you online, because yeah, that's a precarious situation. You need to buy a gun. Do you live anywhere that it's legal? Doesn't matter. Do it anyways. Not that we condone illegal activity in any form or fashion, of course. So yeah, Instagram user guy says, gotta be bold and a bit daring and just ask straight up if you'd like to meet and grab a coffee and see if we feel any connection whatsoever and go from there. I work far too many hours out of the day to be chasing someone, but you mysteriously popped up on my Instagram today and I take that to heart. Rose emoji. That's all it takes, popping up on the Instagram? My God, the universe must want me to pursue this woman. You're delusional. Has anybody ever told you that? I'm only in place, so your place isn't far. If you'd prefer to meet closer to home for the little one. And then he sends what is presumably a picture of her kid, which is just, ugh. I don't like that. OP finally pipes up and says, yeah, we spoke through Plenty of Fish last year. Did I say something off-putting back then, or did you just forget? It's awesome that we're not too far away from each other. Now I'm living in Zetland. How's your park date been? And then OP sends what is presumably his own message back to him because she says, quote, I saved this because it was so extraordinary. So let's see what he had to say to her on Plenty of Fish 1 year ago. Get over yourself. You're still single too. Try fixing your oversensitivity to a sensitive, kind, considerate man, and maybe you'd still have a partner. You're blessed I even batted an eyelid. Won't be doing that again. Wow, foot, meat, mouth. I had a shut week too. You don't see me blaming you for it. Stress is when you're trying too hard and not letting God deal with it on behalf of you. My God, there really is some level of delusion. Jesus spoke to me through Instagram. He showed me a picture and now I have to send you a message. What?
Thank you, cell phone Jesus!
Huh? Oh, yeah, fine.
You like me, you just don't know it yet. Yes, let's pray to the Holy Spirit for, I don't know, a love potion or whatever they do. Damn, I was gonna cook for you, so that makes me the bad guy. Thanks so much, tiny mustache feminism. If you don't need a man, then why the heck are you on Plenty of Fish? I mean, I'm sure all she wanted was for you to recognize and realize that she could also do things too. She can contribute. But you think even the fact that she wants to help out is like an affront to your ego. No, I'm the only one that's allowed to cook. It's just, it's a really weird flex. That's all. He tries to redeem himself and says, I was a total dick for sending you that. I'm sorry. I was a bit drastic the last time. A lot can change. Start fresh, smiley face. Why would anybody ever... No. I don't think I will. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. Hey! Shrug emoji. Men are dumb sometimes. Oh yeah, I'll just dunk on my entire gender, and that's like the get out of jail free cards. Fine. I think you specifically are very, very dumb. But in my experience, yeah, nobody's really dumb because I try not to surround myself with dumb people. Anyway, she says, it doesn't feel afresh when you comment publicly on a photo to remind me that you sent me a message only over 12 hours earlier. Oh, trust me, he got nothing going on, OP. He says, just for the record, I think you're amazing, and I have to chill out a bit if I'm ever gonna prove that I'm a good guy. You're doing a miserable job, honestly. I can't wait for the mask to come off. He says, thank you for replying. I was just hoping to get your attention. Yeah, any attention at all. Mommy and Daddy didn't give you enough, did they, huh? So bring me up to speed with little man and you and what's happening for the month of March and April. I don't know, fucking Easter? Get out of my DMs, dude. He's really not gonna pick up the hint. Okay. OP just says, it's way too full on. And she might be talking about March and April. She might be talking about this guy's approach. I'm really not sure. He says, yep, I understand that now. Blushing kissy face. OP says, I wasn't interested back then, and I'm not now. And I've had way too much emotional turmoil to deal with anything extra. Oh yeah, and you trust me, this guy, he is so extra. And not in any type of good way. He says, I'm here to hold your hand. I won't be full on pressuring intense like I was online. Trust me, I'm a chilled out, organized dude in real life. You will like me, smiley face. And there's a subtext there that says, like, you will like me. Hopefully little man will like me too. Oh, you're hoping to meet the child on the first date? The fuck is wrong with you, dude? Just tell me what I can do to help you. And OP says, you can't make me like you. And he says, I know that. Sweat dropping emoji. But I can be consistent and show you that I respect you. Question mark. Yeah. I can do that? Maybe? OP says, respect would be hearing that I'm not interested and actually absorbing that fact. He says, sure, but how does that leave you open-minded or available for the other? It's basically saying the door is closed and I can't open it even if I try. Yeah, that's why we lock our fucking doors. Are you not privy to that? It's a very good practice. I really want you. There's not much I can say, but I just pray your heart softens toward being pursued again. Yeah, although he said that shit, that's really creepy. Maybe if I just appeal to Jesus, he will open your heart for me. Even genies don't grant that wish, okay? I can't make anybody fall in love with you. Even if you could, like, should you? You're violating somebody's free will? It's just not a good look, dude. OP says, for you, yes. Do you not get told no very much? Because you don't seem to understand the meaning of the word. Also, religion is clearly a big part of your life, and I just have no belief whatsoever in any deity or belief system. Yeah, that's probably a pretty easy way to go through life, not believing in shit. What do you stand for? Nothing, man, I don't know. Okay, then. Like, you should have a resounding answer to that question, or else is life even worth living? We're getting a lot of philosophical questions in this episode. It's making me think about some things. Anyway, he continues on and says, here we go. You're angry at a deity? What did it do to you, bub? Bub? I don't think anybody could say bub and sound cool except for, like, Wolverine.
Scary enough for you, bub?
And even then, he really only gets a pass because he's fucking Wolverine. OP says, no, I'm not, because I don't believe in any god whatsoever. I believe in science and facts. Well, so do I, OP, but that doesn't mean magical sky deity can't come in helpful sometimes, you know? Put all your burdens upon him. Whether he exists or not, he's helped me through some tough times. Helps keep my family in order. Praying around the dinner table every day and, like, you know, telling people what you're grateful for and the things that you want. It's just a good bonding activity. So I guess my belief is born more out of practicality than, like, the strict belief that I will go to heaven when I die. I don't know where we go, but I know there's a vibration of the universe that we can't quite detect. Sometimes I do tap into it a little bit. And if I'm completely wrong about that, well, who cares, because I'm dead anyways. Nice guy responds, do you believe in finding love again? Has she even seen it once, or it's just like you guys found each other again? And that's love, or close approximation thereof. She says, yeah, I hope so. Being a single mom isn't something you should aspire for. Don't you want support and love again? I work full time. I can help out. I'm killing it at work and saving for my family and relationship to be. OP says, I am not interested in you. But he's saving up, OP. You could have some of this money if you date me. Don't you need it? You have a child. You must need it. Please, date me. It's really weird and manipulative and just, it's not a good look. He says, I want to serve you. Heart emoji. Yeah, please, don't, ew. She says, at all. He continues on, baby, you're so stubborn. I kind of like it. I want to make babies one day with you. And she says, you have to be a troll. There's no way this is real. I mean, that's when you get to the deepest levels of delusion. You legitimately can't tell if it's a troll or not. Look at the hot dog man. Nobody knows, even to this day. Drives me sort of nuts, but I try not to think about it. Nice guy says, well, you're not being reasonable, so I'm being a jerk. Yes, this very much is real. Yeah, about as real as the block button that's in the corner. Okay, goodbye. But OP wants to talk it out and says, how is telling you that I'm not interested being unreasonable? He said, I want you, and that's final. Far out, I mean, I know women don't want to be easy, but there's nothing weak about accepting a guy's offer and pursuing something friendly, at least. Yeah, now we're like trying to bargain. Even more than the I'll give you money thing. He's like, okay, I'll just be your friend and I'll give you money. Will you say yes now? And OP's gonna keep saying no because there is very clearly strings attached to that. You don't want any part of it, trust me. She knows. He says, that's final? Why don't you fuck off? You're what's wrong with men. Whoa. That's, yeah. Laying it down quite flat indeed, aren't you? He says, swearing now? I am a beautiful man. And OP says, yeah, I like swearing. And he says, I can't accept your ignorant statements about me when you don't even know me. I mean, she would have gotten to know you, but you blew that chance up. Like, what do you want? OP says, tough. You have to accept my statements. And he says, nah, I don't actually. OP says, you have revealed plenty about you. I mean, plenty. And he says, I think you need to go back to school and be educated on how to treat the opposite gender. Because you're very inflamed and oppositional toward relationships. I mean, no, that's probably not true with the dating profile and all. Oppositional towards relationships with you, yes, definitely, and for good reason, I might add. OP says, what are you going to do? Force me to meet you? And he says, yeah, you're a jerk. I'm not forcing anyone. I just try so darn hard to get your attention and it gets grown in my face. I don't know how to do this, but a bit of grace wouldn't hurt. Well, if you want salvation, you ought to go see a priest, because forgiveness from those that we hurt in this world never was guaranteed. Pat the Bunny. Which is a band, just to be very specific, for the people that don't know or like folk punk. But it's a hell of a quote, isn't it? OP says, I told you that I wasn't interested in that text last year, and look how you responded. And he said, but hey, I'm always the one that comes out hurt and misses out on love and affection because I asked for it, but the door never seems to open in this crappy, shallow city. Yeah, the problem's everybody else and definitely not me. I guess I'll just spend another Friday this week alone. Oh, we've gone from bargaining to just like straight out pity. That's hilarious. She says, maybe stop calling girls jerks when they exercise their right to say that they're not interested. And you might stop having so many doors shutting your face. And he says, Kay, I need to work on a few things that I say, definitely. Thanks for the feedback. By the way, you're a bitch. And if I ever say... yeah, just casually toss that one in there. If I ever see you, I will humiliate you and tell everyone to stay away from you. You're an awful, awful human being, and you call me the troll? How dare you post my message, my private message to Instagram? I'm pissed. Rightfully so. Never once said I was entitled, you gronk. Gronk. He really doesn't curse. Jesus likes that. Oh wait, he curses in the next message, where he says, go screw yourself with your male-sized silicone friend. And OP says, the way you speak to me is wrong, and you can't get away with it. Tell me what your God thinks of you, if you ever get there. They'll meet face to face for a while. At least long enough for the switch to get thrown and him to take the elevator all the way down. He says, you've destroyed my day. I don't need this. Get your head glued on right. Delete those messages now. It's not going to happen. We all want to sit around and have a laugh except for you. I'm not going to let you ruin this for me. I'm not. He says, why should I be humiliated publicly? This is very, very bad for my public profile. Stop bullying me. Hey, if you're ashamed of the things that you do, maybe you shouldn't do them anymore. It's just that easy sometimes. Just that easy. She says, you actually can't get away with the way that you've been speaking to me. And Nice Guy says, I get it. You're a fuckwit and don't like me or my faith, so you don't have a right to post words that I never said out of my mouth. Well, you did kind of say the words through your fingers, and I know God and Jesus probably don't have a cell phone, but it's the intention that really matters. You didn't find a loophole. OP says, dude, I screenshot your messages. You can't deny that you didn't say what you said. And he said, I will end your Instagram page like that as a public figure. We are noticed heaps more for defamation. I'm heaps more important than you, so there, punk. I love how he doesn't realize that he's only digging the hole deeper, It's just a stunning lack of awareness. OP said, it's not defamation. I just posted what you said to me. The way you speak about men is seriously messed up. Screw you. And she says, you can't deny that. And he says, I actually hate you. You're an evil bitch. Yes, the devil is on my side. He made me do these things. OP says, no, the way you speak about women is messed up. Okay, we've probably driven the point home, but I understand wanting to farm a bit of content too. You've destroyed my reputation and used my credentials to poke fun at me. OP says, you destroyed your reputation. I don't know why that's hard to understand. How old are you mentally, feminist? And he said, you just chose a girl who doesn't put up with crap. And he says, remove my posts immediately. Screw you. And she said, noted. You called me a see you next Tuesday in messages, and that can't be erased. You threatened me. Try and take that to the police. It's going to get thrown back in your face real quick. He says, look, I'm done. Let's leave it here. I'm so stressed out right now. You're making me hate my life today. Yeah, it is really tough when your actions have consequences, isn't it? How unfortunate for me. I didn't think this would ever come back around. OP says, I have done nothing. I've just realized that dickheads can't get away with being that in this day and age. Yep, publicly exposed. He says, I don't have time for childish girl games. You're like one of the mean girls or witches in a movie. Not in a nice way. Your mom lets you watch movies about witches? The super religious family that I knew growing up couldn't watch Harry Potter, so your mom's pretty cool. I bet she lets you eat chocolate after 9 p.m. on the weekends. Bedtime isn't until 11 because you're such a big boy. You're a man-eating, hating, teasing, cheating human being from Hunter's Hill. What did I even see in that? I don't know, dude. A chance to finally touch a woman, probably. OP says, yes, they actually can and they do. You're getting away with doing this to me because of what's between your legs. And OP says, okay, so you've clearly not got any insight or ability to change. I know you're trying to get me to say something that I'll regret, and I'm not going to. It's pretty easy. You type it out first, okay? Then you reread it, and you go, oh, that's a little spicy. Maybe we wind it back. He says, men never get the benefit of the doubt anymore. Your damn Me Too hashtag has cited violence against us and volatility towards an honest mistake. Boys, after all, will be boys. That's how we're wired and created. No apologies coming from my mouth because I didn't assault anyone. Yeah, come on, I'll push you to the edge. You honestly think I'm a kid? I've had so many women break my heart and trash my kindness. I'm done with playing nice, guy. Have you talked with Jesus about that? What would Jesus do? Pretend to be a nice guy to get close and then slowly morph into the asshole that he truly is? I don't think so. If you claim you love him so much, insert him into every conversation, then why do you not try to live more like him? Because really, it's all window dressing. It's all part of the nice guy persona. I go to church. Look how nice I am. I go to church. He says, it'll be your own fault. Have a mental breakdown. You need a good wake-up call. Seriously, what you did today is so messed up. I'm exhausted from this all. My life is okay without this drama. I haven't had drama for over a year now, and it's been bliss. All I did was say hi, message me. Why is that so atrociously creepy of me? And OP does deign to explain. Because I said no, and you couldn't take that as an answer. Which really is just, it's not that hard. You just have to stop caring. That's literally all you have to do. Nice Guy says, you know for a fact I'm not an a-hole. I'm just very, very defensive of myself right now after what you did and purported me to being. It's all false, and I've asked you several times to please remove the messages that I posted privately to you, ? Please just stop. No, you're only digging the hole deeper. You're the one that needs to stop, okay? But the content farm rolls on. OP says, it's not false at all. You're the one that said it. And he said, I'll leave you alone forever. I get that you wish I was dead. Cool. I don't deserve that. I deserve a partner, but it's obviously not you. Hey, troll, can you read? OP said, I never wished that on you. And he said, I'm at work. Bye-bye. And she said, no, please. We're having so much fun. Definitely content farming. MVP plays, OP. No, we're not. This is my life you're messing with. Your little boy would not be proud of his mother if he could speak right now. The way you treat strangers you haven't even met is disgraceful, and not the way I will be raising my babies to treat others. You aren't even a fit mother the way you're carrying on. You're the one that thinks you're entitled, and hat is so wrong. If I notify child services, I wonder what they would do if this is being done in front of a child. What? Like texting on the phone in front of a... What the fuck are you talking about? Does your ex have custodial rights? I wonder if they'll look into your medical and mental health history to decide whether that will be adjusted or not. OP says, the more you comment on my post, the more traction you give it. I would advise you to stop. He said, you're a see you next Tuesday, and I can't believe you even have time to wipe your butt, let alone treat me like this. Last time I checked, you have a leech to raise, don't you? Oh, it's gone from like the little man, I can't wait to meet him, to like, he's a little leech. His mother's awful, and therefore the child deserves no mercy. And do your damn duty to mankind and raise a good kid. I hope I never, ever, ever even hear your name mentioned again in my lifetime, oxygen thief. Damn, you're really caught up about all this, aren't you? I don't know what else to tell you aside from sucks to suck. OP says all of your inappropriate messages are being reported. He said, yeah, thanks. Now I can't message my friends to tell them about your troll ways. And she said, don't call me that word then. The fact that triggers you off is alarming. Grow a backbone. I have had to. Every damn time I'm attacked like this. Oh yes, you're always the victim, aren't you? Poor little baby boy. Don't you have pity for him? I might if this was my first rodeo. But I have been to many rodeos in my time, and yeah, it seems that OP has as well. You know what's going to happen beat for beat at this point, don't you? And OP says, yeah, it's a pretty offensive word. I'm not alone in thinking that. And he said, yeah, it's not a word I use. You made me say a word I don't use. That's how hurt and annoyed this has made me. And she said, aw, diddums. Then he sends a broken heart emoji and says, it sucks because now you have fuel to manipulate who I am to others and they will believe you. Because they took some screenshots? Like, this is what actually happened. Maybe you're the one that's going around manipulating people if you don't show them your true intentions. Did you ever consider that even for a moment? Of course not. He says, it just isn't true. Can we please call this a truce? This isn't healthy. OP says, all I did is post your words. And he said, yeah, I'm sure you did. She said, well, I did. I screenshotted them. That's not up for contention. And he said, great, use that against me. It's very ghetto of you. But being on SBS and the ABC doesn't surprise me at all that you're wired and think like that. That's what's wrong with society. And then he drops an N-bomb in there, which, you know, classy. Opie says, no, you are what's wrong with society. Preach. I'm blocking you now. I hope you gain some perspective. And he said, I will find you one day and reprimand you for what you've done, punk-ass, white privilege, left-hard feminist.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
Seething, malding. If it's not in court, it will be in an open arena, and I will humiliate the F out of you. You think so? Make sure you pray to your God before we start the fight. I want him to watch me end you. He says, you're going to hell for what you said. Everyone will hear of your name and crimes. Dude, you look far more guilty in this exchange. It's absolutely ridiculous how this spun out of control. And it's a really good thing OP saved that screenshot, because when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. The lesson was learned. All we had was like a bunch of funning around, and yeah, I always like that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, friends. If you'd like to like the video, I'd appreciate it. If you'd like to join up on the Patreon or the YouTube memberships, I'd massively appreciate it. If you'd buy some merch and wear it around town, that would be absolutely amazing as well. Of course, if you can't afford to, throw money at the channel, that's fine. But if you could share the video with somebody who you think would enjoy it, I'd appreciate that. Like, you can't pay money for that type of word of mouth, It's exceedingly important, excessively important. I cannot impress upon you enough how important it is. So please do it. Or don't. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your day, friends. I hope that you will always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカSunlight glinting on nippon steel, folded 1,000 times. Can cut through any argument, defeating illogical crimes. Dew drifting down from the heavens, settling on all my blade. I quest higher into the mountains before my euphoria fades. Nani baka nani baka, nani baka nani baka, nani baka. There I seek the sacred bird, and its flesh and I shall render, carving out the holy snack to claim that